Good day, everyone. This is Wanda Farad, the principal broker and owner of Metropolitan Living Realty Group. And I'm checking in because our last MLRG tour stop is quickly approaching. The 2021 December MLRG Life and Style tour stop, which is a book discussion, is next weekend. It's on Sunday, December the 12th at 2 p.m. And the book is, and I know it's backwards on the screen, but it's How the Word is Passed by Clint Smith. And so in one of my last videos, I explained about the book and how he visited different plantations, and I'm not going to go through that again, but thanks for those of you who reached out to say that you got the book and that you'll be joining us next weekend. So I'm excited about that. I'm almost finished. I decided to listen to the book, so I've been listening to it in the car while I'm driving, and I'm almost finished. So I just take in more content now that the audiobooks are available. But I do still like reading hardback and paperback books. But anyway, I wanted to mention that to you, but I also wanted to let you know that we will have the 2022 MLRG Life and Style Tour, the virtual edition extended. So with all that's going on and the uncertainty, I think it's best for us to continue to do the virtual options for our activities. In the past, we were able to be out in the field. We had a golf clinic and different things, and that worked well. But for 2022, we will continue our virtual activities. And the good thing about that, and there's always something good that comes out of difficult situations, is that my family and friends from all over can participate. They don't have to come to Washington, D.C. to be a part of it. And some of them had come and was a part of the tour. So now they can participate every month if they want to and have the time to do it. So I think that it makes sense to continue this, and we'll probably continue doing it however long we need to as a part of the tour, even if we start to do some additional things. So I had been working on a website with the developer, and I was trying to get everything straight the way I wanted it. And it looks like we're going to have to switch platforms. But in doing so, it allowed me to make some adjustments that I really didn't realize that I probably needed to do. And so we will have a page that will just be for the tour. It'll be a page that lists all 12 stops for the year for 2022 or whatever the current year is. And so that way you can see the whole year at once, and you can sign up for the things that's of interest to you. And that way we'll know how many people's going to participate, be able to communicate with you, and hopefully have a function where it can give you some alerts and reminders and stuff like that if you sign up for it. And so what I do know is that it makes sense for probably January would be bingo, February would be card night, and March would be a book discussion or something like that. And then we'll repeat that each quarter. So it'll be 4 different books for the year and 4 different card games and so on and so forth. But previously we had that on our events page. So what I think makes sense now is just to have that as a separate page, and the page which was the events page or could be the events page will now be Where in the World is Metropolitan Living. And for those of you who are familiar, that's how our commercial intros start. Where in the World is Metropolitan Living? Because we do commercials for our clients who have chosen us to market their property. And so we're asking you by putting pictures like, where do you think we are? And then eventually it'll show the property that we've listed in DC, Maryland, or Virginia. And so that would be on that page. But in addition, those other activities that we participate in, we will promote on that page too. For example, one of our more recent events that we attended was the Angela Brock, who is a Metropolitan Living real estate professional, also owns the Readers in Northeast. And so she had a small business Saturday where we participated, and the proceeds went to a nonprofit organization, and the name of that organization is Extraordinary Birthdays, and they arrange birthday parties for children who've been separated from their parents. And so that kind of thing we would put on the Where in the World is Metropolitan Living location or landing page. And so anything like that when we are in the community, and that way you have an opportunity to either meet us there and support that function, or bring a friend who may want to start the home buying or home selling process with us. And also, to segue into another thing, is that those type of events may be something that those of you who are business owners may want to participate in too. So it may make you aware of some things that's going on in the community that you can participate in. And we as an organization are looking at some sponsorship opportunities for those who want to connect with our MLRG family and get in front of this audience. And so one of the things that I had started working on before the pandemic is, I don't know if you can see that, that's the VIP client card. And I had them put this together. I really liked it. I was like, oh, I want mine to be a black card. They had different colors, and so it's a black card and got our logo in silver. And so what this is eventually supposed to do is I'm able to have business owners sign up to be a part of this. So when we give these to our clients, they'll be able to log on and see what businesses are doing what, and whether a business is local to them, whether that business is offering a discount, or what kind of featured services are going on. And so that would be part of our sponsorship package, and as well as whether you want to be a part of our tour stop and offer some trinkets and stuff and provide information. So that's in development. It's a lot of things that's been on the shelf and I haven't been able to deal with it, so I'm able to try to pull some things off and move forward on them. The last thing I wanted to mention, for those of you who are real estate professionals or may be interested in the real estate industry, I do have a retreat coming up next Saturday, and it's a half a day. It's 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I say that because my marketing person, Dennis, he's in California, and so he'll be joining us at 9 o'clock his time. But there's different things that we'll be talking about as 4 sessions, 40-minute sessions, and it may be of interest whether you're in the industry or not. But if you are, just let me know. The first session is No Secret Agents Allowed, and that's about marketing yourself. Like, how can people buy from you if they don't even know that you are a real estate professional? So you have to let people know about who you are and what you do. The second session is entitled Smooth Settlements, and so we'll have a real estate attorney or professional present how to do things to avoid problems at the settlement table, which many of you probably have heard that. The third session is Let's Discuss Financing, and so we'll have those loan officers that are going to attend talk about getting pre-approved and what's going on in the mortgage industry, what things you need to be cognizant about, whether there are any programs that may apply to you, etc. And finally, there will be the What's in Your Real Estate Toolbox, and that's where I and the others will share the things that we use to make life a little easier for us as we try to do the best to help our clients. So anyway, that's just the download of what's going on, and quite a bit has been happening for the Metropolitan Living Realty Group, and we hope to continue to be able to be of service to the community. And I'm just glad to have the support of so many of you. So I hope that you're having a wonderful Saturday, and I hope that you will enjoy the rest of your weekend. So I'll see some of you next weekend, and others I'll see you at some point. So anyway, have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Mwah. Good day, everyone. This is Wanda Farrar, the principal broker and owner of Metropolitan Living Realty Group, and we're here at the 2021 MLRG December Life and Style Tour Stop. And this tour stop is a book discussion. And the book discussion is going to be on How the Word is Passed, and it's by Clint Smith. And it is a reckoning with the history of slavery across America. I actually really enjoyed this book. I guess I listened to it over the last few weeks. So I think it's something that you may want to consider reading. And if you do, we can have a conversation about it later if you don't have an opportunity to join us this afternoon. So anyway, we're about to embark on our discussion. And thank you so much for the support that you've given us throughout the year. This is our last stop for 2021, and we'll be putting out our year at a glance. Hopefully we can be able to put everything out at once this year so that you'll know what's happening and you can join in advance. So anyway, we're going to start our discussion now, and we'll be back in maybe a half an hour or so. Bye. Good day, everyone. We are back. This is the 2021 MLRG December Life and Style Tour Stop, and we are in the middle of a book discussion, and the book is entitled How the Word is Passed by Clint Smith. And it's a reckoning, always have to remember, a reckoning with the history of slavery across America. And we are having a very interesting conversation, and if you could show the screen, we have, can you see? We have Tisha and Betty, and that's me. And this is a Sunday afternoon in December where we get a chance just to have a little bit of dialogue about a very interesting book. And the topic is human bondage in America and how it has impacted us today, and the importance of knowing our history so that we do not repeat some of those mistakes. And so acknowledging the importance of that is so paramount so that we can be the people that we are supposed to be. We want to move towards our greatest potential and actually have a wonderful interaction with each other. And we do need to acknowledge disrespect, and we do need to acknowledge those things that do not support being good to one another. So we're going to continue our conversation. You can feel free to join us if you want to. You don't have to read the book to be a part of our discussions, because it's all relevant to life as we know it and why we're where we are and where we want to go. So feel free to join or get ready for next year. We're working on our 2020 schedule. So anyway, we'll be back to wrap up in a little bit. And thank you for supporting MLRG, and we'll be back soon. Hey there, we are at the end of our book discussion, and the book, How the Word is Passed by Clint Smith, A Reckoning with the History of Slavery Across America. And we had a very lively discussion. It was very informative. It was really good to hear the perspective for someone who is my senior and someone who is my junior. I'm like in the middle ground right here. And it is ironic how some things just don't seem to change very much. They may have some surface differences, but at the core of it, when you're dealing with racism and white supremacy, you have to really be honest and talk about the truth and decide how do you move forward. and you have to move forward in the truth and realize the importance of every person. Everyone is important. And I think that for us, um, this book was very enlightening. I know that, I mean, I was telling Taisha that every location he visited, even if I knew something about it, he shared something else that was just very, very interesting. I mean, very, what word? It was just, I just enjoyed it. I mean, the different locations included Virginia's Monticello, Louisiana's Whitney Plantation, Louisiana's Angola prison, New York City, and that was like I think was the second largest trading post for humans. Goree Island in Senegal. He went to Senegal. He went to the Blandford Cemetery in Virginia. Just a few more places I'm not remembering, but all of them shed some light on some things that I just wasn't aware of. And I really liked the fact that he was talking about when your children understand the history, the true history, that they're able to walk differently. I mean, they're able to move, and I'm not saying his words, but this is my interpretation. They move in life differently when they know the contributions that their forefathers and mothers gave, and especially that their life didn't start. They weren't just slaves. There was life before human bondage. There was contributions made by their ancestors long before that, and then human bondage took place. And why did it take place? And the fact that it was for profit, and who did it, and that now that we have moved past some of it, because some people are still in bondage. It may not be the same kind that we're talking about as far as slavery in America, but once you move past that, recognizing what happened is so important so that you don't repeat it again, and that we make sure that we have respect for everyone. So that was some of my take on this. And I think I'm actually going to listen to this book again. But y'all tell me a little bit of something that you all gathered from our discussion, or from the book or the video.
Well, I appreciated the fact that when he outlined all of the areas, like you just mentioned, that were previously the native people, that he went and outlined all of the areas, like you said, Monticello and all the places in the South, and different places that were belonging to the Indians first.
Right. Yes, he named the tribe.
That was interesting for me to hear. Yeah.
Right. The Piscataway and
right.
Yeah, I appreciated acknowledging that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the book, like you said, on audio,
yeah.
Audible.
Yeah.
Listen to it, because reading is time for me to go to sleep. If I pick up a book at night, well, I'd have to read first thing in the morning, really.
Yeah.
But I think I'd like to listen to the audio book.
Yes.
It was very, very informative for me.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing your experience growing up.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Because I picked cotton. We didn't understand why we had to go to the cotton fields. We worked in tobacco. I never saw any white people anywhere except for, at the head telling you what to do. Mm-hmm. So it was really a scary time that we lived in back then. Mm-hmm. And even though I know that there's been the same problems out the North, it's not quite as bad as what we had in the South. Mm-hmm. Really crazy.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that and letting us know that you experienced the colored bathrooms and not being able to eat at the counters, and yeah, that
Right. That was something.
Yeah, that's
They
important.
go to the movies and sit where everybody else is sitting.
Yeah.
You know, up in the loft.
And
I mean, we didn't really think anything of it. We were little kids, so I mean, you didn't, that's where you sat. You didn't sit downstairs. Everything was segregated.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Tisha?
I think the book discussion, along with our discussion, along with excerpts from the book and the book itself, just know your history, the true history, do your research so that you know the truth. And if you don't know your history, you are doomed to repeat it. So make sure that you know your history. And I'm definitely going to check out the book even further, because all the reviews I went through before even the book was selected, just to check out the reviews, and everywhere I look, and this is everywhere, Amazon can be a little sketchy, but everywhere it was 5-star reviews, people saying this is an awesome book, this is well written, all the things that are here, I didn't know. And it wasn't just coming from white people, coming from Black people alike, both on both sides applauding this book. So I'm going to dive in further to know my history.
Thank you so much. Thank you both so much. And so we are at the end of the 2021 MLRG Life and Style Tour. December was the last month, and so we get a little break. And so we are planning for 2022, and as I mentioned in a previous video, it will be the virtual edition extended. And so because it has still been uncertain about the pandemic, I think it just makes sense to continue to have the virtual activities each month. And the other reason is because more people can attend. You don't have to be local to attend the event. So we will have a separate page which lists all 12 of our activities for 2022, and that way you can sign up in advance. You can see what's going on. This was a test year. We just didn't know it was going to turn out like that. But now that we know, it's a lot of people who wanted to be involved. They just didn't always know what was happening or when it was happening. So we'll know now in advance. We have our draft schedule. We'll finalize that soon. And the events page where it was located will now most likely be where in the world is Metropolitan Living. So when we go to different places, we'll post those things there. So for example, when we went to the Small Business Saturday with readers, that will go on that page. So you all can join us there if you like, and maybe you can participate in some of the events that's upcoming. If you see that we're going to be there, it may pique your interest, and I'm saying that for the other small businesses. We're also planning to look into having a sponsorship package. And so for those businesses who may want to collaborate with MLRG, you can sign up for a sponsorship package, which would include things like I have a magazine that goes out every other month, and you may want to be in that to get in front of that audience. You may want to sponsor one of our MLRG tour stops. You may want to, we had our retreat yesterday, and so some of you who are in the industry may want to be presenters at some of our upcoming meetings. And you also may want to just highlight your local business. And so if we do resume the MLRG business segment, then some of you who are small businesses may want me to interview you. So reach out to me if you have some interest in being a part of our activities. We would love for you to join us and participate. And it is Sunday evening, so I hope you're having a fabulous day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. Mwah.